Welcome to Crypt Theory, where we go over the supernatural, the paranormal, the dark histories of the real world. Let's get into it. Quick note, 98% of my viewers are not subscribed. If you would do me a quick favor, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell down below. Posting every single day. Hitting that bell, turn notifications on. You'll get a notification every time a new video comes out, and that will be every day until December 31st. And yeah, let's get into it. All right. Today we're talking about a bird woman, none other than the Siren. Originally actually from Russian folklore, not Greek mythology. Originally I thought it was Greek mythology that had it first. Everything I've read, it points to Russian or Slavic culture having it originally, dating back further than Greek mythology. I remember reading it in the Odyssey, and seeing it a lot in Greek mythology. But yeah, going into this, searching, I was like, oh, this is going to be Greek. No, it's actually originally Russian. But Greek mythology also had a version of it, but every count I've seen, the Russian siren has came first. They have a lot of similarities, some differences, but we're gonna go in as we do here. Listen to the stories, the theories, sightings, and all of that great stuff. Let's get into what you came here for, and as always, I hope you enjoy the video. Let's get into it. So, our journey begins ancient Russia. The siren is a prominent figure in Slavic mythology, as I said earlier. The siren is often depicted as a beautiful woman with the body of a bird, usually an owl or falcon. Creature, this creature is said to live in paradisial realms of the afterlife, descending to Earth to deliver prophetic messages and songs. From everything I researched, these are heavily influenced and connected through religion, mainly Judaism and Christianity in particular. Christianity down the line. These things date back to pre-Christianic times, with roots in both Slavic and Greek mythology and Russian folklore. She's often associated with other mythical bird women like Alkinost and Gemayon. I hope I pronounced those right. If I didn't, I'm sorry. Those hard words are hard to say or pronounce correctly. These creatures were believed to embody divine messages and omens, their songs filled with knowledge and mystery. Interesting how it's very interesting how it's pointing out these are in a way prophecy birds. Of listening to their songs will give you knowledge and wisdom and everything. So that's always interesting. The sirens and chanting songs were said to be both a blessing and a curse. While they could bring joy and enlightenment, they were also believed to lure listeners to their doom, similar to the Greek sirens. The dual nature made the siren a symbol of both beauty and danger in Russian culture. So originally, in Slavic culture, they were known as prophecy birds, listening with songs filled with knowledge, mystery, and all of that. Greek mythology, and with the Greeks, they kind of twisted it in a way, saying, well, these all they could bring enlightenment, but at the same time, they could lure listeners to their death or demise. Similar. So Greek sirens are more known for being more of you can't listen to their songs or you will be they will drag you to your doom, compared to Slavic or Russian sirens that would be a religious type of bird giving prophecies and um, knowledge. So that is actually interesting to see how they have two different complete things. But when the Greek adaptations of Sirens uh, got to Russia and those Slavic mythologists, they twisted it of it could be either or. It's a possibility for both. One of the earliest written references to the siren can be found in the 12th century Russian chronicles, where she is described as a harbinger of joy and sorrow. These chronicles often depicted the siren as a creature that could foretell significant events, both good and bad. It's very always interesting to see the 12th century Russian. That's interesting because I remember reading through when I read through the Odyssey, sirens were in there, and those were. I thought the Odyssey was published way before then. Let me check. Yeah, because I'm pretty sure the Odyssey was made way before that. Yeah, 8th century BC. Technically, it was published in English in 1614, so that could also be a thing for sure. But it's always interesting to see how 12th century. It can make sense to an extent. In the 17th and 18th century, the image of the siren became more widespread in Russian art, literature, iconography, iconography. I think I'm saying that right. From this period that often shows the siren alongside saints and other holy figures, symbolizing the connection between the earthly and the divine. As I was saying earlier, these in the Russian culture, it's more of a a how do I phrase this? A source. That's hard to phrase. A source from a higher power coming down to earth and doing and sending messages and stuff as you will. During the 19th century, the siren became a popular subject in Russian romantic literature and poetry. Writers like Alexander Pushkin and Nikolai Gogol incorporated elements of the siren myth into their works, further cementing her place in Russian culture heritage. Which is always interesting of it making a resurgence 100 years later in big books. Especially romantic literature is always interesting to see how something so patronized as evil can be pushed into a romantic novel as a sort of push for romanticizing the sirens. But the legend of the sirens is not just Confined by historical context and art in the 20th century, the siren continued to inspire modern artists, musicians, even cryptozoologists. Her image has appeared in everything from folk music to contemporary fantasy literature. That would be Percy Jackson is a good example of that. You'll see that in the movies, and in the books, you'll see the sirens with the lotus flowers and all that stuff. So what could explain the enduring allure to the siren? Some scholars suggest that she represents the human desire to understand the unknown and the afterlife. Her dual nature as both a bringer of joy and a harbinger of doom and death reflects the complexities of human emotions and experiences. That actually makes a lot of sense. Speaking of that, of just saying her appeal is the human nature of wanting to know the unknown and the afterlife, a human interest. Also can bring the complexity, as I said earlier, emotions as experiences, which is also interesting to see. Skeptics, however, argue that the siren is a purely mythological construct with no basis in reality. The point to lack physical evidence and the fantastical elements of her description as proof that she is a product of human imagination and cultural storytelling. Skeptics say this a lot. Skeptics say this about the Yeti, Bigfoot, Nessie, pretty much everything we've gone over on the channel so far, besides Dahmer, which is always interesting. Skeptics really didn't harp on the Megalodon or the Kraken as much, but they still kind of harped on it. But now Mothman or something like in that realm, yes, they harp on that a lot. Despite the skepticism, the siren remains a powerful symbol of Russian culture. Many modern Russians still refer to the siren in poetry, music, art, keeping the legend alive for future generations. Her image often invokes feelings of nostalgia and connection to a rich cultural past. That also would make sense because a lot of cryptic legends that are connected to a specific culture, as in the Wendigo, the Jersey Devil, they have their festivals. I don't think the Siren has their own festival. I might be completely wrong, but I couldn't really find anything on it in Russia, any specific one exactly. But I think it's the Siren is probably in the same realm as well known or even better known than the Yeti, the Mongolian deathworm, the Bigfoot, Wendigo, Skinwalker, Nessie. It has to be up there. It's just because it's in so much literature, and it's in so much. It's in a lot of movies, and it's in a lot of popular series, and all that. In recent years, the sirens also gained attention from the global cryptid community. Enthusiasts and researchers continue to explore the possibility that such a creature or something like it might have once existed, inspired by ancient sightings and rich tapestry of folk lore. The story of the siren, like many legends, blurs the line between myth and reality, whether she is a symbolic figure, a mythological construct, or a cryptid waiting to be discovered. The siren continues to captivate and inspire. The story of the siren is a testament to enduring power of folklore and the human imagination. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this up here. Thanks for joining me today. As always, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell down below to get notifications every time I post a new video, and it would help me out immensely. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.